Nice like this. Alright, in the top right of torches we do have Nicoract, and in the bottom right it is Eggz. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the map. We do have a normal ramp, of course, then your normal natural, a ramp natural, a mineral wall, gold minerals, into a third base location, which is opened by 2 spots, but the second spot is a gold base that is harassable from the other side, but has an opening, so you can pass through this. And it has 2 geysers, which are on the opposite sides, which is kind of funny, so both players could just mine very, you know, beautifully together there. But you could also just grab like 2 bases. If you are a Terran, you can eventually relocate and grab like the middle of this. So far, it seems also this is kind of blocked off by these overmines, so these will bleed out and will open up the path eventually, but it's not open at the beginning. And we'll have to wait and see now with the overload how much this is actually to mine through. So these are only 1-trip patches, so you need like 3, I guess. You need to mine out 3. So if you have 3 SCVs, you can just go through there, or 3 workers, and mine those very easily, and then access that gold. So far no player is going for the gold base. We do have a few extra bases down here, just normal bases. So yeah, interesting concept here. Let's see how this plays out. This seems to be a very aggressive map. I'm wondering what this kind of spot is. Maybe just visual. So let's see how this is gonna fare here. So far Nicoract going for a 1-1-1 opening, it seems. But this is TVZ, so I'm kind of expecting that 3 command center, the Hellion style into 3 command center here. We should probably see a 3rd command center being thrown down here before that starport. A Reaper already tagging those Zerglings. He actually gets a couple, that's pretty good sniping. And the Marine to keep out the overload. There's the 2nd, or the 3rd command center, the 2nd expansion, if you may so. Now this is kind of funny. This will be stopped, the bleeding will be stopped by the creep. And the creep should reach from the hatchery, so this is like a... Whenever you take this as a Zerg player, you get like a little bit of a wall there, but I wonder if you actually would love to have this bleed out as the Zerg player. That's a big hole. Ooh. Alright, Reaper going on here. He's gonna attack the drones. Can he get a drone? Maybe he can. Reaction pretty late here from Eggz. He's gonna lose the first one. And the Reaper's doing wonders so far, but this is the last of it, as it does melt in his own carcass there. The first few Hellions are going across the map. The Banshees are going to be there for the safety. It's going to be Cloak as well, so we'll see a little bit of aggression there with those Banshees. And Eggz needs to defend that, basically. So far we haven't seen the map really come into play, other than this is a really short distance. And these maps usually favor the Terran players, because they can just push aggressively while expanding into the direction of their opponent. There's a gold base in between. You can set up like 5 bases in your opponent's face, and you're gonna be super fast there. Now this 4th base though on the low ground is pretty open. Like this area is super open, so it's gonna be tough to defend. But if you push through this area anyways, well then, it doesn't matter that much anymore, does it? Now Banshee is running through the Overlord, doesn't care. It's just like, you can see me, I don't mind. So this bleeding has stopped. If you look at this, it's at 791 HP. This one is still bleeding. He's gonna catch those Hellions potentially here, but extra Hellions joining up. And as you can see, this also has stopped now, the bleeding. And she's gonna grab a couple drones, but not too much. It's gonna go out now. Doesn't really want to lose it before he gets the cloak anyways, right? So you're gonna see that in a little bit. And as you can see, Eggz is already starting to work on these. He will keep on expanding into this direction. We already see another drone being pushed out here to take that 4th base for him. And he's going into the Lingbane composition against the bio-heavy composition here from Nicoract. And he's just like poking with the Hellions a little bit, clearing the creep, and the Banshees are gonna come in and try to assassinate a few more drones. Now, this is the setup that Nicoract is choosing, so he will stick on the high ground and he will try to go with that gold base as his next 4th base setup. And if he even goes up to a 4th base, I feel like this is just gonna be an Ajax 3 commands at the Ajax push here from Nicoract. He does snipe a Queens. Queen snipes are gonna be impactful if he goes for that follow-up push. He does get a 2nd Queen even. Notice huge energy here for Eggz, unfortunately. Well, Nicoract needs to be careful, doesn't really want to lose these Banshees. He wants to edge out a lot of damage, but he doesn't want to lose any of them. And he's gonna now get them back home and repair those. Hellions again, clearing the creep here. Now the funny thing is, like, Nicoract ideally wants these debris to stay alive for now, because it's gonna tighten up his 3rd base defense for him. Wait, did he already complete Stim? Yeah, okay, Stim is already done. Armory on the way. Pretty good timings here on the upgrades. I feel like this is gonna be a very sharp push here from our Terran player in just a little bit. Should probably throw down the next barracks. I wouldn't even mind throwing them down here. 1, 2, 3 kind of barracks to kind of close that again. Now Lynx are gonna be here trying to get in, but this wall, even though it doesn't look good, it is complete double drop inside the main. It's gonna get cleaned by... wow, that one Bane didn't connect. And the wall is gonna still stay alive here. Hellions harassing that 4th base a little bit, but no drones there to kill, except for a couple. Now the Hellions can transform into Hellbats at this point, but they will be found by the Lynx before they can get to do that. Try to transform, and they will stay alive, even a couple of those. Now Medivac is readying itself up to drop again. To have another double drop coming in as well. A Macro Hatchery here. So very heavy Ling Bane commitment here from Eggz, and he will even go into the Hydras as well. So it's not just gonna be a one-trick pony. And actually Nicoract is gonna most likely take this gold here. Now this has been opened up and he needs to be a little bit careful. As I said, I wouldn't mind some of his production down here. He doesn't need it all in the main, he doesn't need it really in the natural, but you can create a wall with some of your production facilities. Even if it's not a full wall, it's just gonna be a little bit more blocking potential. He's gonna utilize these 2 Hellbats as well. Gonna group them up with that Medivac. And that's just gonna boost this small drop a little bit more, but Banes are gonna come in here and are gonna clean this out. Now the first push is gonna start. Banshees, tanks, a lot of Marines, Medivacs, everything you wanna have in a Terran army is ready. It's like the army you make to clear every campaign mission because it's just so powerful. Stim Marines and tanks, Medivacs. He's gonna kill that first hatchery here on the 5th base location. This was about to be saturated, so a little bit of an unfortunate timing here by Eggz with that drone transfer, but they stay alive. And Nicoract is just gonna pose here for the moment. This debris will eventually bleed out, so that's gonna open up this location a tiny bit more. And Nicoract even going for the central position. That's a little bit of a surprise. I was kind of expecting that gold with his strong push, and he's making those in the main. This is where I'm not a fan. As I said, I would have loved to see this walled off a little bit. Maybe a couple of supply depots even to make a full wall, and then just fully commit through this gold and push into the frickin' heart of the Zerg, because that's what attackers you're going to be able to shell this from here. You're going to set up a location there and then potentially just clear that. Now, Eggz is coming from a couple sides here and trying to crush this army in the center, but there's too many reinforcements. No way he can clear that. We do have a little bit of a drop here on the left side, and that's gonna be extremely dangerous because there's nothing even close to this location to try and defend this. A few links are not gonna help here. You can even snipe those Banes. There's only 4. He's not gonna do it. Sometimes you're just not... It's just not in the spur of the moment, you know. Now he's mixing in a lot of Marauders at this point. We do see Widow Mines. Widow Mines is not going to be the greatest tool here against the Hydras, but it's going to be still fine. It comes down to engagement. And so far Nicoract is looking good. He's going to get a kill on this base. He's going to drop again into the very bottom left here and try to clear out some more drones over here. The army was still here from Eggz though, so this is going to be pushed back very easily. But this big push isn't really being stopped, and let's see if Eggz can finally get it closer. Nicoract a little bit slow there through the reaction. It's going to lose a few extra units, and he did split up his forces, so that allowed Eggz to get a pretty good engagement. He also just lost one of the medevacs here to the Hydra, so he lost a few units. Luckily it wasn't the full one. But Nicoract is starting to expand more and more. He's starting to set up more command centers. He's going into 3-3. We see Eggz only on 2-1. And even no 3-3 in sight. The hive isn't even done yet. He's trying to do counterattack, and this will be busted open. So that's going to be nice for him. He cannot really contest the planetary. He needs to kill this army that's coming in, but not single file. Now the links are going to run into some Marauders. Not really the damage you're looking for here as Eggz, unfortunately. And yeah, that's gonna be an issue for him, because this counterattack just didn't do that much. It did buy him some time, but he's kind of starting to run out of money. He has a bunch of drones, but he doesn't really have the patches to mine. Finally has this base set up again, so he needs to start to rotate some of these drones. You see red numbers everywhere here, because everything's very oversaturated. And yeah, Eggz needs to balance out his economy a little bit. He does have the production though, so it's not that terrible. Oh, this is great. It's a good delay. Yeah, he does have the production. He was never really in danger of losing in the production war, because he has the extra hatchery inside the main, right? Going for some adrenaline. I wish he would be starting his armor at least. But yeah, we're still looking at an Eggz who is not on a comfortable income. Now the next push is already here. That's a big misrally here by Nicoract. He's losing a lot of units for free there, but on the other hand, this force in the middle is completely uncontested, goes there and snipes the base again. And this is what we get with small close maps. If you're out of position just a tiny bit as the Zerg, the Terran just comes in, snipes a base, picks it off, and then you can just evacuate again. Oh, that's gonna be a pretty good Widow Mine hit here on those Zerglings, and that means that these Hydras are kind of stuck here, fighting only on their own. The Bane's trying to roll in, but they run into a wall of Marauders, and now the rest of the bio can potentially just kill the Hydras. It's a very tough fight, but this is so costly for Eggz. He's losing so many units, even if he will eventually clear this with the Queen support. The issue is he does not have enough units now to kill the base or the army in the middle. Now look at that, we're about to hit 3-3. This is going to be another power spike here for Nicoract, just happening right now. So he is going to be very strong for very long, because this upgrade is going to be that which makes it even, but it's not close to be done. He even has the +2 cute behind this on the melee. That's not how you want to do this. This is where you throw down like 2 more Evo chambers, because the Hydras, their DPS is pretty lackluster at this point. He's gambling on the Lurkers, but even the Lurkers kind of need some extra DPS against 3-3 bio. And the Lynx with Adrenal on +1 only, they're not that strong. Look at that. I mean, the Banes, if they can connect right, they look good. But in the end, this army is not going to get broken. The Hydra DPS is pretty obsolete. And the Lurkers, well, they're just not high enough in numbers. They're lacking the support. There's not enough links to support those. Hydras have fallen again here in the middle. And even this counterattack, it's like running. It's working on a wall. It doesn't even make sense. Now he does clear a few units here. He does get some ghosts, which is kind of nice. But Nicoract is even pulling back. He has lost a lot of SCVs at this point, but he has so many orbitals that it doesn't really matter. It's actually better for him that he doesn't have that many workers anymore. And yeah, this planetary is not gonna get killed by +1 links. And GG is gonna be called. Eggz is gonna, yeah, get out of the game here. Nicoract is gonna grab the win. Pretty well done by Nicoract. Okay, let's hop into map number 2. It's gonna be Persephone. This is another mirrored map, but this one is pretty far away. Like every base are, like the potential to hit your opponent is just so far away. It might be one of the biggest maps in the Mapu. Even though both players share the left side, it's a huge map. And that should be good for Eggz. Now in the bottom left we do have Nicoract, and the top left we do have Eggz. But this distance, this is a cruel distance. If you are like a marine and have to walk this, God, it takes so long. You can't even pass through there, so you need to go like this. And over here. And down here. Oh man, look at this. It's so big. Finally at the main base here. CV Scout, of course, gonna be quite late because this map is pretty long, as already mentioned. Nonetheless, he will go ahead and confirm that this is not a Baneling bust. That's basically what this SV is designed to do. And it ideally wants to also grab the third base drone and get in the way, but as I said, this distance is just a little bit too long, so there wasn't even the threat of Nicoract blocking that hatchery. I guess you also check if this is a Ravager bust, right? One of the others. Check for, hey, Baneling bust, hey, Ravager bust, which is it? None. Alright, let's go back. And the Reaper comes across the map now. He's gonna start to work on the Zerg. We'll dance with the Zerglings for a while. Let's see, he got a couple last game, so maybe he can get a drone. Oh, hitting the hatchery is not gonna help you though, bro. Ideally he wants to get that done before the queen's out, but he's gonna prioritize some of his macro cycles right now, and he's just gonna leave the Reaper out in the front. He was assuming that this queen would be spawning in the natural first, but Eggz actually did it the other way around, so his natural queen spawned pretty late. It's still good for him, he managed to keep that. everything alive. We do see again the 3CC111 setup here from our Terran player, which is the super stock standard right now in this matchup. There's no real way around this if you play a best of series. Now Reaper's gonna come in, it's gonna do some scouting, it's gonna check the gas. Hey, how much did you mine? It's gonna see, hey, it's about 100, so you only got speed. And you're gonna keep away from the baneling nest or the lair for now. You're gonna prioritize on your mineral income. That's exactly what's gonna happen here. Speed did just complete, so the Reaper cannot contest these links anymore, needs to go home, join up with the Hellions, and then they can roam the map again. The Banshee, of course, is gonna be pretty nice. We'll see if he grabs that cloak for himself or not. You can always skip the cloak and utilize that for a little bit faster upgrade timing, but indeed he's gonna go ahead and just start it up. Now the Lynx found the gold base, so he's just checking. Hey, did you go for a cheesy strategy? I guess not, so we're gonna be fine. And they're so fast in those zones, it's insane. Now this should be a little bit of a longer game. Just because of the distances. Eggz has been playing quite greedily, and he went up to more than 80 drones in the last game. He just didn't have enough locations to send them to mine. Now this game should be a little bit different just because of the distance, as I said already. And it's not going to be that easy for Nicoract to just come in and poke out a base like he did the last time. He got like the 5th base 3 or 4 times. And yeah, it's just not happening this game, I'm afraid, here for Nicoract. So he needs to have a different plan. He'll probably still go for that push on the 5th base. But this time we see he did make a few more Hellions, and he's gonna try to just go for some drones at this time here. He does not utilize them for the map or creep clearing as of yet. He does also have the Banshees now hit at the same time in a different location though. Now Eggz does not have an overseer ready, unfortunately. The Banshees should go in here. They're just intercepting some drones for now. And the Hellions on the other side are still poking out here. Banshee's pulling back as well a little bit, and they're just gonna hover in Overlord range. Now these Hellions might just run into these links. Oh, they barely miss each other here. They would have been a good pick though for Nicoract. He's going into that bio follow-up, of course. Into the 8 racks here, and then into extra command centers and all that good stuff. Now this time Banshees are playing creep control. Oh, Eggz is gonna lose a queen here. That's a little bit sloppy. He might even lose 2. Yeah, definitely an issue. He does have the links now that were set up there earlier. Poke in and actually gain 4 SCV kills, 6 SCVs. That's pretty solid for like 6 links. The Banshees are in the speed zones, and Eggz is kind of following those. I think he saw those. He will be in position with the queens. I kind of want to see him put a queen into that speed zone off creep to see how, if it's faster than a queen on creep. Now that's a pretty good surround here. Baneling's even crashing in. Very nice trade for Eggz indeed. It's gonna clear those Hellions. That was sloppy because that was a bunch of Hellions, and I'm pretty sure he was gambling on that armory to have some Hellbats in the mix for his follow-up push, which is gonna hit now. And unfortunately that's not gonna happen. Now this push looks pretty flimsy. Imagine you have 10 Hellbats with that. Wow. That's quite a different story, huh? Now, I'm not sure if you really want to engage through these speed zones. It's like you're trying to give the Zerg an opportunity to jump on you. Not sure if this is the correct angle here, Nicoract. In the end, you need to pull this off. We already see a flank being set up here, and this is gonna be a big crush. This is gonna be an insane crush. Can he get the medevacs? That's a big issue. Oh my god, look at that. There's no way you can react to this. It's just too fast. Those Banes, they're so fast. They're so fast. They're pretty much the same as on creep, maybe even faster. So yeah, fighting in speed zones, not where the Terran wants to be. And that was a super easy cleanup here for Eggz. Now, 4th base is gonna be landed. And SCV is unfortunately not on work command here yet. The extra barracks are going to be added. We do see a second factory this time, so this is going to be tank heavy play here from Nicoract. I'm not sure if this is a good map for tanks. I haven't really thought about it in that way yet. Now, if I look at these locations here, it seems like, yes, there's a lot of spots where tanks could be pretty valuable. But if I look at these open fields here, that's not a place where you want to fight with tanks. Now, that being said though, Nicoract is just gonna do... Oh, his upgrades were quite far delayed. They should have... Like, this armory was done a long time ago. I mean, look at this. We're even faster here for Eggz. So this game is really good for Eggz for now. It's gonna pick up the Marines here. It's gonna drop into the main most likely. Will run in on the right side as well. But these Marines are not gonna have a field day here. They need to pick up as well. Now in the main though, we do see an assassination on the Queen. We could see another drop. Ooh! Well, the Infestor, unfortunately, it only had one fungal. But I like it. Get some fungals in. Infestor is definitely one of the underappreciated high-value units for the Zerg. And Nicoract again going through the right side. I don't really like this approach from him that much. Like, this speed zone, it just shouldn't be... And, it shouldn't work out as a positive factor for him. He does snipe a lot of drones, though. So, that being said, this is still a successful drop. And it will enable him to get away quite fast. Wow. 35%. Okay, let's click on a Baneling. They're faster than on creep. And if they have the creep, they're even faster. Now this is where Eggz says, let's go Ultralisk this game. He does have 2 macro hatcheries, which is kind of funny to see, but I don't hate this idea. You kind of open up more supply. You don't need that many queens anymore, and you still have a heavy production. I really like this approach. It's not that big of an investment. The hatcheries even got made cheaper, right? So, pretty good in my opinion. Playing this a little bit more like a StarCraft Brood War style. We just needed to have extra production facilities, namely hatcheries. Now this bio is kind of getting intercepted here. Can it evacuate into the medevacs? He does get in, but fungals are here. There's nothing really to follow this up though. Unfortunately, the fungal didn't hit before the load-in happened, so the units made it inside the medevac. Now, can Eggz break this location? There's 2 command centers already at pretty high health, but they will get busted by the Banes. Oh, he needs to cancel this. He will cancel them last second, so he does get the money back. It's a pretty good... Oh, he even kills that frickin'... what is it called? The thing. Now we also do have Lynx running in the 3rd base. This is looking insanely good for Eggz right now. He does kill the I can't think of the name right now. Planetary Fortress. There we go. 100 Lynx in production. Oh, he will snipe these infestors. That's a good snipe. But in the end, that base kill, that was insanely valuable here for Eggz. This was 3 command centers. 2 cancelled command centers almost done. 1 finished up command center that got busted down. And then even extra SCVs over at the 3rd base. Yeah. And he's sitting at 6 bases himself. He just remade all of his army. He has infestors. We need to see scans from Nicoract. He needs to snipe those before the fungals come in. And the army is coming. The army is coming. There is still a counterattack going on again here at the 3rd base. He's ravaging the SCV line here. And I feel like this is going to be the last push here from Nicoract. He still has a massive army. But in the end, like, he has not a valuable position to this army. And if Eggz can just throw a couple more remaxes into this. He's sitting at 99 drones, by the way. This is way too many drones. But if he can just kill this army once, well, then it's gotta be it, right? That's gotta be game here for Nicoract. If he loses this army, he's gonna be pretty dead. And I feel like it's just about to happen now. Baneling's coming in here. He will not most likely clear all of this in this try. Or will he? Or will he? Oh, will he? So Nicoract is not gonna give up for now. We'll try to evacuate with what he can, but he needs to grab that tank, by the way. It's gonna drop ghosts into death here. We already see a few corruptors being added in, a few hydras as well. This is a little bit overzealous here by Eggz. I guess he has that one Ultralisk, which is anchor this army for now, but as it runs out, he needs to pull back. He's gonna lose a few valuable units here. We do see 3-3 about to finish up here for Eggz, but well, Nicoract's still quite far away, and GG's gonna be called. The next run-in comes here at the natural. Nicoract decides it's not gonna work out for him, and he will GG out of the game here. And the bracket is starting to proceed here. Let's see what round 2 game we want to see. Like Cham Vindicta is gonna start now. That's a pretty good match, I feel like. But I'm more interested in Shin against Gerald. I feel like that's a pretty solid one. I'm gonna finish up this series first here. Tokamak is gonna be the next map. The winner of this will most likely run into Cure. Not expecting too much trouble for Cure there. Destroyer will most likely go through Cham like a butter through knife. Sorry, like a knife through butter. And if Cham even wins over Vindicta, Vindicta might just take that. Björn is gonna run into Epic. Yeah. Shin, Gerald, that's where I wanna be, I feel like. And then the winner runs into Björn. Yeah, sounds good to me. Alright, let's get into this map here. I hope the scene is correct. There we are. In the bottom left of Tokamak, it's Nicoract. And in the top right, we do have Eggz. Let's have a quick look at the map. I haven't seen this that much in action yet. There's a Reaper jump up position over here. We have the secondary position over there. Then your normal ramp stuff. It's an even ground. And there's the third base location. Now I think this was... Oh, I remember this map. Okay, so this map has a high ground into the lower ground, into a lower ground that goes into an even lower ground. So there's 4 levels on this map. So you have the ultra low ground, the low ground, the normal ground, the flat ground, and then the high ground. There you go. This is basically the main feature of this map, and the rest is just like, all right, let's fight high-low ground situations. And yeah, there are a few nice spots here for tanks. So if Nicoract would go into the double tank setup again, I wouldn't hate it on this map. Should be pretty decent. Now this time he comes in with an earlier SCV scout. He's definitely going to aim for a block on that hatchery. We'll find the drone, and he will keep company. And then he will get juked and jived pretty easily, and Eggz just grabs the other base. Now, I'm a fan of the Terran that just goes into the direction and forces the Zerg to expand into the location Terran wants him to be. So if you have like a push potential or like a push idea for this specific area, I like it when you just simply block the other one. So you force your opponent to take that where you have already a strategy prepared for. Reaper coming in here. He's gonna start to poke at the links. Now Eggz again. Going for the queen in the main first, which is interesting. Usually we do see Zergs to try to deal with the Reaper. I mean, you lose the drone. We see the Zergs make the first queen out of that natural base and then produce the second one inside the main. So you have the presence at the front at the natural way earlier from that range unit to poke away at the Reaper. Now the Reaper's just going into the main base. He does get a drone saved, but the second drone should fall. And yeah, those 2 kills are 2 drones. That's pretty solid for 1 Reaper. You don't really see that much. And he even gets out, so he's gonna kill this hatchery now because he's freaking insane. Now again, the same setup here from Nicoract. No surprises. We'll have to see how he uses this time though. Especially, I'm most interested in his Hellion usage, if you want how many he makes, and then if he goes with a Hellbat push on this 3rd base, or if he just tries to throw them against some drones. Get some drones. You can always, like, if you go for what he had, like 8 Hellions or 10 Hellions even last game, you can split them up in 2 groups. And then you can just go for some drone assassinations with double one-shot potential, so that's pretty solid as well. For now, of course, they're gonna pair up with the Reaper and then gonna roam the map and take that map control. No Overlord Scout trying to poke in here. Eggz doesn't really have any in position to try and get further intel. I mean, what is that to scout anyways? That's a pretty cool looking doodad. I don't know what it does, but it looks cool. I guess that's what it does. There you go. Stim on the way. So this time, before the cloak, we'll see Stim. Kind of wondering if we even go into cloak in this game as Nicoract. He might just go up to 2 Banshees to have them. He already stopped production on Hellions. So we're looking at 6 Hellions this game. And that's not really something I'm expecting to be transformed into Hellbats that much. But he could still utilize those for that same purpose. For now, he's gonna poke very aggressively at the creep though. And I still feel like you want to go for the space. It's way closer, so you kind of want to clear the creep in front of this area, right? There's like a spot here you can utilize for a tank, for example. It's like a funny location to push through. But you can push here from a low ground, from a middle ground, and then a high ground. There's also nice setups over here for tanks. You can hit the gas and stuff like that. So I feel like this 3rd base location is very pushable here for the tank, for the Terran. Now he went into super fast sim. He delayed his extra barracks for that. Now he's going into the extra barracks. He's going into extra engineering base, starting up the upgrades. The stim was fast. The rest of the upgrades a little bit slower. And no cloak. No cloaky cloak. Banshee's coming in though. They're still waiting. We do see another macro hatchery here from Eggz, like in that style. And his upgrades are super fast, so that's gonna be nice for him. He's gonna be up in the upgrades for a tiny amount of time here. That might just be the push timing. Nicoract really has to be extremely sharp on his own timing there, that he doesn't push too early, because that's when he will fight against a superior upgraded army. He will snipe that Overlord over here. Banshees are still roaming, getting some drone kills. I will find these evolution chambers, and if he stays for a little bit longer, he might even see them stop wiggling, and that's when he's gonna know, oh right, oh man, drones transferring into Hellion fire. That's not really where you want to be as a drone. One Banshee get picked off here. We see the carcass inside the Queens, and then the Banshee, the last Banshee survivor here. In the corner, of course, no cloak. So the Banshee's gonna have a very rough time getting out. Now Nicoract is pushing this 4th base. Of course, he did not clear the creep on the right side, so it's gonna be very difficult to push against this established location here from Eggz. And you can still, I mean, you can set up tanks down here, and then you can just drop over there and get a nice push going, right? It's not like this is a worse location, but I feel like the other one just had a few more cool things to go for itself. Now, he is a little bit early, as I said. We still have 7 seconds on the timer. Eggz not in position, though, to immediately jump on this one. And the upgrades do finish up, and we are even out now. Can he get a good connection there on those Banes? One more shot from the tank. Might just take all of them. He needs to target fire again. Does not get the target fire going. Doesn't have enough medevac space here to evacuate all of the Marines, unfortunately. And this push is quite weak now. Only 8 Marines and 1 tank. That's not enough. The tank though, and 21 kills. Pretty solid stuff here. Very nice trading so far. Oh, by the way, this is a half gold, half mineral base, and you can collapse these towers to kill the blue minerals only, by the way. They will get destroyed. If you were wondering. Now, Marines are trying to keep the tank safe. You need to stim those guys. But already falling apart here, the pressure on the left side. Can the pressure on the right side do something a little bit better? Now, Eggz did see this. He's pulling units in position. He's gonna be fighting on creep here. And target fire is good, but it's just not enough units. Not enough firepower. 2-2 upgrades are going to be a little bit more even here for both players, so there's not going to be a little bigger window for Eggz. But Eggz is already going into Hive, and that's going to be quite fast. It's going to be difficult for Nicoract to deal with. 4th command center landing. Eggz is definitely kind of starting to get a grip on how to play against Nicoract, it feels like, more than Nicoract does the other way around. Oh, that's some nice connections though, and those tanks. Oh, he's gonna drop. Oh, I guess. He's not gonna get those tanks back in. Nah, that was a little bit unfortunate. I felt like there was a bit more potential there to do greatness with those set of units, but maybe a tiny bit of missed micromanagement there. A little bit flimsy on the execution. Now the Banshee will kill this queen. Oh no, the queen stepping back is gonna stay alive. We do have the Marines now coming in though, and they will just finish the job. He can even get another queen. Can he cancel Adrenal? I don't think so. The Banshee's still up there. Banshee's gonna join now in. I like this. And he does see the Ultralisk Cavern. The Banshee's still gonna be part of this small drop. Only 3 Marines do remain though. Needs to be careful. No splits, no pre-splits here really against those Banes. 2-2 against 1-1. The situation is still here. And finally we're finished up here for Nicoract as well. Now we do see a big counterattack here on the left side as well while this fight is going on. And Baneling's even coming in as well. The rally is not going to be enough here for Nicoract. This is so many units. He's also dropping at the same time again into the main base. Queens are trying to hit the wrong target here, not focusing on the medevacs. But we do see a bunch of links killing so many things, so many SCVs here right now in Nicoract's base. This army is about to be drained. The Spore is not going to get a location. The links are running in single file. That medevac is still healing that guy. And they just don't die. How many kills? 10 and 9 kills. Rambo and his son gets pushed into another good location there by the links, but finally every single Marine does die and the medevac can just walk out. He still has the boost, he should probably use it. Gonna run over the Spore. The Spore's gonna finish it up. Now another counterattack here on the left side. I feel like Eggz is gonna have this game again if this goes on. He's dealing so much damage. He's always getting into the main base, into the natural base, into the third base. He's in every base but the planetary fortress. And he's even gonna kill this command center. Bam! No lift. No way, Jose. Now this army does look stronger than it actually is because there's so many medevacs. We're looking at 11 medevacs for 20 Marines. And Ultralisks on the other side. Only 2 though. He does kill the first one. There's no kindness plating yet. This is the perfect time to snipe down these Ultralisks. 5 HP on that Ultra. No healing energy there for the Queens. Can he make the wonder happen? He needs to lift some of his structures though, or he's gonna bleed out. Nicoract, that is. Can he make the wonder happen? He does have a lot of healing power here. We don't see that much from Eggz. It's only Links and Banes. No 3-3 upgrades here for both players. We do see 3-3 in production, but you should probably cancel this as Eggz. Try to get some Ultralisks out here. He's gonna... Oh, Nicoract is gonna split his units. I don't know why this is happening. And he's gonna GG. Eggz is gonna take that series. A little bit surprising, but very well played and well deserved here by our Zerg player.